building holds just north of field in Landover, Maryland. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now Patterson to start the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Troy Anderson, the man on the tackle. But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Powell throwing on 3rd down here. He's got Patterson on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the 1st. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the 1st down. Off-play action. It's Howell. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand,
his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Huntley to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Huntley. He completes this to Cole Turner. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll give him 8 that time. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, Huntley. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 23. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. On 1st down, Howell. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Howell. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, It's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run with Patterson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Powell from the gun. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Well, turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly, but, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job in holding him to a short gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That looks like it's going to game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Throwing here, Howell. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This will be taken at the 10. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
On 1st down, Huntley. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. There's Jamin Davis, the former Kentucky Wildcat, bringing the pressure that time.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Powell, he'll look to throw it. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Back to throw, Howell.
Got a man, it's Patterson, complete.
And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Throwing on 2nd down, Powell. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 36.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Patterson running between the tackles.
Pretty nice aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. From the 29, Powell. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Brian Edwards, and it's 3rd and short.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They'll go play action. Powell. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Koo knocks this one through the post. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Huntley flushed out right. Toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. Keep the feet inbounds. He was out there waving his arm. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So that challenge a successful one. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
19 tight, 19 tight, 18 rather, 8, 19.
From the gun on 3rd down, Huntley. And that is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Straight ahead, Patterson. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more on that one and another first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. 2nd and 7 from the 20. Now Howell. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Take it in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Ready,
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Next to Rashaan Evans' name, you can put a tally for a tackle for loss. Really excellent effort on the defensive side of the football. Looking to throw on second down. Huntley. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1st and 10, Huntley. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Huntley's throw complete there to Thomas. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging, because after all their halftime talk, adjustments and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach, because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll run with Patterson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A good pickup there at 22. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. Oh, and Nelson space to operate. Touchdown, Falcons. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From the 6.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. To throw on second down. Huntley, throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
19 tackle.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Room here to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected. That run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing on first down. Huntley. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 18. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
19 tight. 18 Rattler.
Huntley to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
50.
Here's Huntley. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
On 2nd and goal, there's an option play left. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Commanders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. about set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Drop behind the line on a nice play by Deion Jones.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts, because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball in his hands.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this 4th quarter. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates! Take! Let's go!
To throw, Huntley. Quick slant, Dotson. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Tyler Huntley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Sly on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. play action with Howell. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Patterson, he'll try it up the middle. And some room to maneuver. Cordero Patterson. Touchdown, Falcons.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to it and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. And up 2 scores late. No clue why you do this here, but they're going to go for the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. They'll try the left side with Gibson. 51 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Goodwin. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll go. It's Gibson. The time to pull out the stop. They convert there on 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Warriors 17, Panther 11, Panther 11. 19 Lions. 18 Pioneers.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Commanders are right back in this football game. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Yeah, to put it mildly, look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all.
Cordero Patterson, the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Cordero Patterson, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Falcons are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Back 60.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. The offense on third down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4.
Buffalo 18, Cup 19, Cup 19.
Off the play fake, Huntley slings this deep from McLaurin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Right there, hurt. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Steps away, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
One more time with Patterson. And he lost the football. And it looks like, yes, the Commanders have it. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
And my goodness, another interception. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Boy, 203 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Here's Patterson again, and he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. 3rd down, here's Patterson. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the